All right, guys, welcome to the very first window of Discord Community Throwdown. We are here with our two casters for the day, that is Ham Tornado and Ark of Covenant, and they're going to be
Hello,
covering
hello.
the first match of YB Gaming versus Blue Rain. So, guys, take it away for us.
Hey
Thanks for that
yo.
intro.
Oh, you
Go
got
for it,
it.
Ham.
Oh, all right. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, thanks PK. Really it pumped me and Ark to be able to bring you guys this Discord throwdown, the very first of this inaugural tournament, as PK said, between YB Gaming and Blue Rain. So a little bit about background about this tournament. This is as it says in the name, the Discord throwdown. So a bunch of great internet peeps just getting together, seeing who can kill each other, bash each other's brains out, all in good fun, right?
Absolutely. And I am also very pumped to be here. Really interesting rule set. I'm liking the unique spin that we have on this one. For those not aware, we're getting points for not only for winning, but for losses. And I'm not going to go over the whole details, but I'm sure that the rule set is available for you guys to check over in the Discord if you're looking to check up on that. And we'll be giving you the play-by-play on how the points break down as we get to those. We are, of course, going to be talking about our teams real quick, the most important stars of the show. And Ham, why don't you tell me a little bit more about, YB Gaming?
Yeah, so YB Gaming, this is a team that has been working together for quite some time, about 4 months with this roster, made up of Bones, Philosophy, Blade Duchess, PKDII, Indiana Sparrow, Andre J. And then, of course, the 3 subs, Doc Nasty, love that name, Get Down Prez, also a good one, and Someone New Double O. And so this looks like a very solid roster. I mean, they do prefer those tank-heavy compositions. We're talking, quintuple tank sometimes even, or, just the regular Slambulance, Moira Lucio tank composition. And because of that, they definitely love playing on Volskaya Industries, which is pretty unique amongst many of these, Overwatch teams. Also, a lot of love for Lijiang Tower and Nepal, where we can see that heavy tank composition has really come into vogue, especially in today's meta. Of course, though, every team, not all amazingness, even though YB Gaming is truly amazing. There's a little bit of a love-hate relationship on Ilios, interestingly, of all the control maps. I guess not all maps made quite the same, even though it is the same style as Lijiang and Nepal, and mixed feelings for assault maps in general as well from many of the members.
And of course, we cannot forget about Blue Rain, not Purple Rain, but Blue Rain. So just a shade off, not too far off there. This team is based around Bjorn and Turney. They've been playing together for about a year, and I believe the team kind of coalesced around these guys within the past couple of months. Of course, we have Bjorn leading up here as one of the projectile DPS players, preferring a Pharah, of course, and King Primo is actually joining him, preferring the Genji. So we may see some weave action going up in here. And Turney supporting, of course, the Pharah with the Mercy, main healer on Turney there, and joined by Astaroth as a healer as well. Dr. Frog and Pantsu bringing up, I love that name, Pantsu, man, come on. Bringing up the tanks with Reinhardt, and who else would Pantsu be playing but D.Va? And Pantsu, I guess, is a female player, so excited to have all players of all genders and dispositions up in our Overwatch games here, and we're going to be leading right into our first map here on Kings Row, and that's going to be a pretty exciting one. What do you think, Ham?
Dude, I am very excited because Kings Row, both of these teams, Blue Rain showing that they really enjoy playing that dive composition as opposed to YB Gaming's quad tank. But of course, as we know, Kings Row, one of the OG maps where many kinds of team compositions can work with the map environment. So I'm really going to be looking forward to see what kind of threats both of these teams decide to go with opening up here in our first round of this Discord Throwdown.
Yeah, one thing I do want to point out here is that these teams do also have a number of subs. These are large Discord communities. They're more than 6-player teams, which is what you are kind of used to seeing in some other types of tournaments that you might see, or maybe a couple of subs. But we got 6 subs lined up on Blue Rain here, and they're playing some here actually. You can see Zekin and I believe Drama Boy and a couple of these other guys are not in the lineup I just mentioned. So you'll be seeing some faces switching around here. We're going to see some star plays out of a lot of different people here, I think. And we've got a nice, interesting defense here set up by Blue Rain. Excuse me, Blue Rain is in red. So don't get that mixed up like I just did. YB Gaming setting up on defense, and we are going to be leading into the attack from Blue Rain in red this time around.
And it looks like it will be that dive composition for Blue Rain. Lockness leading the charge with that Winston. Mayhem in the air with the Pharah and Drama Boy at his back. Zekin on the ground on that Tracer, going to be looking to put in some harass damage on the YB Gaming tanks, who are running with this triple tank soldier composition. And so there's definitely a lot of value to be gained from this defensive 76. Usually you see him set up on the high ground. This time around, though, Andre J choosing to go on the low ground. And why not? We see Philosophy already going to be picking up the first kill on Sweets.
Yeah, we do see a lot of damage coming in here from Mayhem with that Pharmacy combo, but the likes of YB Gaming are holding strong. Philosophy doing the work here on that front line, actually taking out the Mercy, maybe a little bit overextended with that support, but so far YB has been able to deal with all this damage despite the fact they haven't been able to kill that Pharah quite yet. And this is going to be a reset coming out of Blue Rain, and they're going to have to find another way to approach this or do something about Philosophy on Reinhardt.
Certainly, I mean, this man has earned an Earth Shatter already for his troubles. Going ham with that hammer, really bothering with that
Rocket Barrage.
Rocket Barrage.
Down by Andre. And Philosophy is going to take out Zekin as well. They have a second chance here. They get Mayhem back up, but this may not be enough. They have lost their support, their main support, and they are going to be routed here on the point. Sweets out of mech, and they are going to eat Earth Shatter right in the face, going to take out Baby Diva on Sweets, and Lockness kind of caught out in the back here, unable to regroup with his team as he gets taken down.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate attack there for Blue Rain. We saw that Mayhem tried to go in for that flanking barrage, didn't pick up anything but a death for himself. A free all expenses trip paid back for respawn. But you're right, Ark. YB Gaming doesn't have really anything to take care of the Pharah in the air, so they're largely going to be leaving her flying free. However, now Sweets with that self-destruct kill onto Indiana Sparrow. Blade Dutch is going down as well. This is the opening Blue Rain needs.
Yeah, YB is going to, excuse me, Blue Rain is going to start off here with a couple of really strong picks, but they are going to find some more to follow up after a very short window where it looked like YB was going to hold that one out. They are completely cleared. That, I think, was a whole team kill, and we are going to have Blue Rain capping this point and moving on to the streets phase here in Kings Row.
Yep, now this is where that Reinhardt shield kind of comes into play a little bit more in that streets phase. It's so large, so wide that it's really difficult to get any kind of ground damage going on around it. However, with Blue Rain running this dive composition, especially with Mayhem taking to the air and Zekin on that flanking Genji, there's so many different avenues of attack for this Blue Rain team, and both of these DPS will have their ultimates up. So Indiana Sparrow gonna have a trigger finger ready to smash that Q, drop the sound barrier, and save his team.
Yeah, that sound barrier is going to be key. Another really important part of this fight in the street space is going to be the Graviton, and I'm thinking we're going to see that very soon. No, Mayhem, huge rocket barrage, takes down 3 before they have a chance to respond. That is going to be a complete rout for YB Gaming, and they are pushed back to their spawn, Sweet out of mech, or excuse me, Bones out of mech, and that's going to be a lot of distance here on the streets phase for Blue Rain once again.
Mayhem, I mean, not really living up to his name. That was such a clean team wipe that, you know, that all of YB Gaming sent so quickly back to their spawn. But now, yes, the payload is coming into this point B. It's so incredibly close, just meters away, but YB Gaming has ultimates on hand. The blade's going to come out, but the sound barrier drops immediately. They're not going to be enough to save Andre J or Philosophy.
That was a huge shatter coming out of Philosophy, but he managed to get taken out right away by Zekin with the end of that Dragon Blade. That was a couple of big picks for that Dragon Blade onto the back line, but there's going to be a strong response here from YB Gaming. You can see they come out with the Soldier Visor in response, and the Divas there to help him clean up. Zekin is still up on this point, accompanied by Drama Boy on Mercy, but they have no tanks, and a barrage comes out, but it's completely stuffed by the Korean Future Vacuum, and he is pushed backward once again here. He does have Sweets coming to rejoin with him, but the respawns may be coming back here for YB Gaming as well. They are going to get Andre back onto this point, but it may be too little too late as the numbers advantage is here for Blue Rain, and they are going to take point number 2 and moving on to the last section here on Kings Row.
Yeah, Blue Rain able to grind out that last fight for the point to be taken. We see the blade actually coming out from second. A slightly belated Graviton Surge going to come out, utterly nullified though by Alpha K's Transcendence there. Now it's the tank's turn to chip in. Sweets and Loch Ness take down their counterparts in Philosophy and get down Prez. And so now this YB Gaming defense going to be scrambling to try and get anything set up here. Just 4 men against the might of this Blue Rain team. Even with the defensive respawns here, it's going to be so difficult for them to hold. Nobody has any ultimates to speak of.
And Zekin, unperturbed by that Graviton, is still going hard onto this backline. You see him picking up 2 important kills. Philosophy on the tank is down, and the rest of the defense will crumble around him. Mere meters left to go here on Kings Row as Bones is scrambling to be the last one here on the point. His team is trickling out to defend him, but it may not be enough. Philosophy is now switched to that Winston to try to hold this off, and Zekin already has another Dragon Blade, goes after Indiana, and Blade Duchess is going to follow here. Philosophy dropping third. This is looking grim for Blue Rain as they have just the Zarya on the point as she finally falls. That's going to be Kings Row. No, Bones is there to stall it out for a second. Kings Row finally taken by Blue Rain with just over 2 minutes on the clock.
Wow, then that's an impressive time bank going into round 2 for Blue Rain. Oftentimes we see, even pro teams struggling to push that payload around the third corner or, even finishing out the map in overtime. So 2 minutes, Blue Rain has definitely guaranteed themselves at least a round 3 if YB Gaming themselves are able to finish this map. Just really good ultimate combination from Blue Rain towards that third point, make it so that YB Gaming never really got their feet underneath them to set up a stable defense. We saw that Mayhem holding onto that barrage for the very last second. Spawn door, hello. Andre J had attack visor on hand and ready. He whipped that out, but he should have pulled out an umbrella instead because the barrage came down, utterly shut down that ultimate. So I think Blue Rain certainly look really strong on this dive composition. Ark, what do you think YB Gaming might be bringing on their offense?
Well, I'm thinking YB may be looking for a little bit of a switch around here. We saw the Pharah coming out of Mayhem last time, and I'm thinking they're scared of that. Right now, they're actually showing the Widowmaker on Philosophy, which is already a pretty common pick, at least for the first part here on Kings Row, and I think they're hoping that's going to counter the Pharah. Of course, Blue Rain not showing their hand, not showing the Junkrat instead of the Pharah, so that may end up being a counter pick wasted here, at least in the first few seconds. They're going to be bringing a Pharah of their own as well. It looks like Indiana Sparrow on Indiana Sparrow, of course, flies just like the Pharah, and they're going to be taking that out here. And they did actually switch off that Widowmaker. Not sure if they have a spy in the voice comms or if they just guessed correctly here. But Andre going to be taking that soldier out instead, just in case. And we're going to see if that works out well for them with the soldier Pharah combo here for their first attack.
That is looking pretty good for YB Gaming, trying on a different look, going with the dive composition this time around, which is not bad here. You want to see if you can get some of that burst damage onto this defense. However, the thing with running a 76 on the offense is he is a hero that requires a lot of space to be made by his tanks. And Blue Rain running this pulled pork Orisa Roadhog defensive composition is going to make it very difficult for that consistent damage from Andre to make a huge impact against the shield, against the tankiness of that Roadhog, as we see both teams trading evenly so far.
Yeah, Blue Rain playing very well around their shield so far. They did actually lose Indiana at the beginning of that fight, but they do have a res available for that. And just like that, Bones and Andre getting those all-important picks onto the tanks, and you can see how quickly the rest of Blue Rain crumbles after their tanks fall. That shield was the one thing holding them together, it seemed like, and once that fell, the rest of the defense went with it. This is going to be an even earlier Streets phase here for YB Gaming as they move forward. Not a whole lot of swaps here, except it looks like Mayhem onto a Reaper, trying to deal with the Winston, I think. And we'll see if that's going to be effective for them here as we are about to see another clash here up in the Streets phase.
Yeah, it is interesting that Mayhem decides to go onto the Reaper for even more all-in on the ground war rather than some more dedicated hit scan for the anti-air effort. Not necessary, though. Hey, we see why he didn't do that. Loch Ness brings in his teammates back as the hook kill onto Indiana Sparrow. However, YB Gaming are poised to snowball this. They have 4 ultimates to their name. When Indiana Sparrow gets back into this, they're going to have a barrage as well.
And we have Andre here on the backline, managed to be very sneaky with that soldier visor, but he gets taken down by Sweets. No picks for him. We've got the hooks totally on point here for Lockness. He does have that whole hog out and is going to push the remaining members of YB Gaming off of that point. The self-destruct finds one in the back, but that's going to separate Philosophy from his team. That Korean feature vacuum not there to defend them or himself as he gets DMAC, and now Indiana is being pushed back. Again, they're on the Pharah, but if the rest of the team is dead, it doesn't matter if you don't have the hit scan for the Pharah. You've got to fall back and regroup anyway. And a lot of ultimates actually on board for Blue Rain to continue holding this. We saw that whole hog come out, but they've got 4 more on deck. And I bet we're going to see one right now. Dragon Blade comes out from Zekin. He's actually looking for the aerial kill, misses that. And he's going to look for the backline here with Mayhem as well. The Death Blossom finds one, but it is not going to get any more. Bones actually finishes off Zekin off of that Dragon Blade, and Alpha K on Zenyatta going big and holding strong with this defense as they continue to hold this respawn.
Yeah, Alpha K getting the triple tap headshot onto Blade Duchess.
Move it.
And so living up to his name, there can be only one superior support on this map, sir.
Thanks.
Or ma'am, as it were. Blue Rain, though, yeah, working quite well with their ultimates. They still have both of their support ults in hand, so that's going to be good for this next engagement hold. However, Zekin definitely not getting too much from that blade, but it was almost a little bit more of a distraction blade. If you're looking at the Genji in the air, you're not keeping an eyeball on Mayhem on the ground. He was able to get a kill onto the Lucio with that Death Blossom. Moving in now, though, we do see that the main tank role has been swapped up for YB Gaming. It's going to be Philosophy on the Rhine this time around. Barrage back on to the D.Va.
And Indiana is there with that barrage on the backline, finds Drama Boy, is not going to get a whole lot else with that. Lockness is still there to lock him down with those hooks. Didn't actually find the kill yet, but that is going to be an even fight so far. Reinhardt comes down here with the Earth Shatter. That's going to be 3 big picks. Indiana helping him clean those up. Zekin responds, as does Mayhem, and they're going to get 3 picks of their own. The whole hog is there again for Lockness as they do finally clean up what looked to be a very scary attack from YB Gaming, but neutralized once again by Blue Rain. Mayhem and Zekin doing the work there on that front line.
Yeah, Mayhem, Zekin, and even Lockness, they're able to get his last word in with that whole hog as well. Blue Rain, they falling short on bodies, but they had ultimates aplenty to make up for that. YB Gaming, maybe not able to count those ultimates, certainly not expecting such an aggressive backlash on that defensive hold. However, Blue Rain is spent in terms of ults. They only have Drama Boy's Valkyrie left in hand, and they actually are not running with a shield tank anymore with Sweets on the D.Va instead. So YB Gaming, they do have a bit of advantage coming in here with that shield of Philosophy, as well as the potential sound barrier from Prez moving into this point. But depending on when they choose to use this sound barrier, they have to make sure they get bang for their buck. Otherwise, Blue Rain, they're just going to wait out until those shields go down.
And a beautiful play there by Mayhem and Lockness as they baited the shield away from the Reinhardt and they hooked it in response. That was such a beautiful combination, and the rest of the push falls apart after that pick. They know who their primary target is, and they take him out with surgical precision. I think this is a very strong show from Blue Rain, and I think they're going to be able to continue to hold this. Only 1 minute left for YB Gaming to prove otherwise.
Certainly, YB Gaming, they have the composition to do so. Indiana Sparrow needs to be showing up a little bit more for his team. He's been kind of a quiet Junkrat thus far, not really a look that you want to see from a hero with such burst potential. Blue Rain, YB Gaming, they just need to pick a single hero and focus them down, but the opposite is going to be happening to them. Zekin gets the blade kill onto Andre J. Philosophy, able to answer back, take the Genji out, but there's still 5 more members of Blue Rain left to deal with, and 3 ultimates to boot. And Mayhem in with the 3K. This man spun to win, and he just pulled the beautiful lottery ticket to clutch out that defense for his team.
Very strong play once again, very coordinated from Zekin. Used that Dragon Blade and got the panic sound barrier out of Get Down Prez. That opened up Mayhem to be able to come in from that. I think he dropped down actually from the top right there with that Death Blossom and found all of those kills. Self-destruct comes out from Sweets and picks up 2 in response to an Earth Shatter. Very good response there, or perhaps Philosophy just had poor timing on that one. That is going to be the overtime ticking down here as Just Andre is left on the point. Solid hold from Blue Rain. YB Gaming falls, and we are going to be looking at 4 points for Blue Rain, and I believe it's 2 points, for YB Gaming. This is the very interesting take we talked about on the scoring system. As long as you get on the board, you get some points, and obviously it was still worth it here for YB Gaming to do all that work, even to not make it to the end. What do you think, Ham?
Yeah, certainly a great way to start off this tournament, or the first series in this tournament, or window, excuse me. And so, yeah, Blue Rain will be taking the 4 points. YB, they got that first point cap, so they'll be sitting happy with their 2 points as well. So this is a tournament where this isn't whose line is it anyway. The points really do matter. So even if you don't think that you might be able to finish out the map, it's always in the best interest of these teams to try and duke it out, get as much progress as you possibly can on that payload, because in the end, when we count up these points to decide the tournament winner, every single inch matters.
If this were Who Line, which one of us would be Wayne? Who'd be
Wayne?
Colin? Wayne Brady. From
Yeah,
Who's
I
Line?
know.
Come on.
I was gonna say, I was thinking kind of more like a Ryan Colin. Which one of us is,
Oh yeah, no, that's right. One of us could be Ryan, so I would probably be Colin.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm kind of like.
You feel like a Ryan, or you also feel like a Colin?
I mean, to be honest, I definitely have my Colin days. Like Ryan's, I think I'm too bumbling to be Ryan. He's kind of more of the, asinine, well, not asinine, acerbic, there we go, wrong A word, acerbic and, witty, sharp-witted Canadian, and I'm kind of like the bumbling goofball who may be balding, so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Colin would know acerbic, so...
Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, I hope he's not watching. Please, Colin. No, we love you, but...
Is he?
Yeah.
I would assume he's still alive. I guess we would have heard if he died, right?
What, dude? Of course he's alive. I mean, he's actually. I got so excited I moved my microphone. But yeah, nah, he's still around, man. He and Ryan are definitely still kicking. I follow him on Twitter. So.
Well, if we were going to take suggestions from the audience, what do you think Blue Rain and YB Gaming would be suggesting to us for the next one?
Suggesting maps?
Sure. Open question.
I mean, it's unfortunately Blue Rain doesn't really have a say in this because it will be losers pick the map. So YB Gaming, it looks like right now at least we have Route 66 in the lobby, so that may be the map that we're ending up going to, as both of these teams still getting settled. I think we may have some substitutions coming in, but interestingly there. On that last Kings Row map, what do you think ended up happening? I mean, YB Gaming, they had such a good point A take really quick, as we noted, even faster than Blue Rain, but they just weren't able to get the target focus going on Streets phase.
Yeah, that Streets phase was really strong for Blue Rain. I think that, that Reaper swap actually ended up being really key for them, and that wasn't, necessarily what you would think when you see that. It ended up working out for them, I think, because they had who was it? I'm blanking. Who was the Roadhog? I'm missing the Roadhog.
Oh no, we went into a new Loch Ness. There we go.
Loch Ness. So they had Loch Ness on that Roadhog, and that helped make up for the fact that we had, not a hit scan necessarily on the Reaper and the oh boy, Genji. Oh boy, this is
Zekin.
throwing me off completely there. Reaper and Genji. I play this game only sometimes, and those are not.
You clearly have like 1,000 hours on Hanzo. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah. So those are not fair encounters, and it ended up working out because Loch Ness picked that up so well. I don't think the Farah was expecting, and I'm missing the Farah name as well, but we're going to ignore that. I don't think the Farah was expecting that hook to come out so accurately and so cleanly and completely shut that down. I think I saw a full shutdown of a rocket barrage at least once during those fights, and we had Mayhem picking up a couple of very sneaky engages. So basically not even letting YB engage on their own terms. You saw him kind of come around that back and put a lot of harassment onto Philosophy, I believe, and on that Reinhardt, and that totally threw off whatever plan or lack of plan that YB Gaming had, and they didn't adapt to it, and it ended up costing them.
Yeah, I think kind of the takeaway from that Kings Row map was Blue Rain. They were playing an unconventional composition, no shield tank, a lot of DPS, a lot of very tanky shield busters. You have the Reaper, you have that Roadhog. And so YB Gaming, it looked like every time they engaged on the payload, they didn't have a clean plan of attack, right? They were playing a little bit more reactively, and unfortunately for them, Blue Rain were always ready to jump the gun. You saw very aggressive Death Blossoms coming out. You saw preemptive Valkyries giving some of that chain healing, that chain damage boost as well to these already very bursty DPS heroes. And YB Gaming, they were a little bit on the back foot from the very beginning. I believe that they ended up putting Indiana Sparrow, that's right. They ended up putting Indiana Sparrow, who does have Lucio listed as his preferred hero, on the Junkrat. So that may have explained a little bit of why we weren't really seeing a lot of damage coming out from the YB offense. So, just like a little bit here and there, hopefully coming into our next map, which will be Oasis, YB Gaming going to be bringing a little bit more coordinated aggression.
Yeah, the Oasis is going to be kind of an interesting map. I feel like we don't see that a lot with both kind of amateur and professional kind of map pools. We haven't seen a ton, or at least I haven't seen a ton of Oasis. Perhaps the Scrim Knights map pool needs to switch up a little bit. But, I think it'll be interesting to see what the teams bring out here. That Pharah, in theory, should be good. But is it practiced by these guys? Are we going to see it come out once again here? And is the Roadhog going to be as strong of a counter to it in these much more open maps of Oasis, or are they going to have to find a true hit scan pro, a Taimu, if you will, to deal with the buzzing Pharah?
Yeah, that's going to be the question, because Pharah is one of those heroes that can change the field of the game significantly just by being present, right? And teams tend to have kind of two ways of dealing with her. Either you go all in, you bring in the McCree, the Zenyatta, the Diva to eat up those rockets, get that Discord on her, tag her and bag her with those, with the hit scan. Or some teams just decide to go all in on the ground war instead. Basically ignore the Pharah, kill all the troops directly in front of them, and then take care of the bird in the air. However, that type of game plan does rely a lot on the Pharah, not being so hot and missing shots, and not being able to get those directs and put in a lot of, be a high impact player. So it's there's pros and cons to both. But in the end, if there is a Pharah and you do decide to try and counter her, we have to remember that it's not just the 76 or the McCree's job alone. It is really that team effort.
Absolutely. And it does look like we are finally going to be getting into our game here. Had to get our team rosters swapped around a little bit. There's a lot of subs there. I didn't catch all of them. Did you catch any solid subs there to talk about, Ham?
It does look like, let me whip out those handy dandy post-it notes. Sometimes, people have like, these beautiful overlays and like tracking devices, and sometimes it's just good to go old school. But maybe not this time, because I am also having a hard time keeping track of all of these. Okay, so YB Gaming, though, this time around will be on the red side. We have Lutero in, as well as Sangaroth, and someone new. So these will be the subs in for YB Gaming. I believe on the side of Blue Rain, the only sub is going to be Pantsu, taking up the Diva.
We do see Pantsu coming in here on that Diva. I'm hoping she's going to be doing some work here on Oasis with that Diva, and Dr. Frog bringing up the Reinhardt, it's going to look like as well. Let's see if that is going to work well for them. They're bringing a soldier to counter the Pharah this time around, and Sangaroth possibly bringing a Mei to a Pharah duel. We'll see if that works out for them. Mercy's coming out for each side as well to accompany their Pharahs, of course.
3,
let's see if that's going to work out for him.
Capture the objective.
So YB Gaming and Blue Rain both going to be investing in those Air Queens Mayhem versus Lutero. And of course, anytime we see the dueling pharmacy, the question is, will they be working on the 1v1 or chipping in on the ground game? Early on, it does look like Blue Rain going to be going for the high ground take on the jump pad area.
Yeah, that high ground is going to make it a lot easier for them to combat Lutero on Pharah. They are going to have to deal with the boop, though. Dr. Frog actually coming down, needing to be joined by Pantsu for some defense. Pantsu getting frozen by the Mei. It looks like that's not going to be lethal for the mech yet, but that's going to be something to keep aware of, as that Korean Future Vacuum, I guess, doesn't work on ice so well. Pantsu finding a pick onto Blade Duchess to open up this fight as well.
Yeah, it looks like YB Gaming getting bodied off of the point here. Blue Rain, they initially gave up a lot of that presence on the objective, but they will be taking first capture here. As YB Gaming, they should be backing off pretty quickly. No, it's going to be a barrage out from Mayhem. Picks up two immediately. I wasn't expecting it. Blue Rain certainly wasn't, as now they will be regrouping for the full six-man push back onto this point.
Yeah, very early barrage for Mayhem. We saw, he wasn't super contested there, as we kind of suspected with that Mei. So far, Sangaroth deciding to keep that one running here. We'll see if they find a way to freeze the Pharah or something moving into this next fight. They're actually going to be leading in with Philosophy, of course, leading the charge on Reinhardt. And they haven't found a good way to approach this high ground yet. They're going to lose someone new to that Pharaoh right off the bat, and Lutero doing some work on the back end. In return, picks up Bjorn, looking for the back line here as well, and this could still be anybody's fight here on the point.
Oh no, Drama Boy tried to go for that high ground res onto Bjorn, but unfortunately fell down before she could finish that off. However, as this fight devolves on the point, it's worth noting that Blue Rain still have control of this point. So any kind of kills coming in for YB Gaming, they need to end up with a team wipe in order to flip control of this point. So a lot of ultimates being currently invested. A Blizzard is actually thrown out by Sangaroth. He does manage to pick up Mayhem, not from that ultimate, but just good vanilla Overwatch. And so now it looks like YB Gaming, they may finally be clawing their way into an advantage through this Siege War. But Blue Rain, they still have ultimates to spare.
Yeah, Blue Rain, uncontested with Bjorn on that high ground, and he was able to put out a lot of damage, help this stall happen. We're still not quite captured yet for YB Gaming, despite winning that fight, and 93% on the board for Blue Rain means that this has been a very successful hold and stall for them. They still have Mayhem there, and the Mercy is there to keep him alive. A tank as well in the form of Pantsu on that Diva, and this is still not flipped over to YB Gaming. Are they going to find the Pharah? Are they going to take it down? They do take the point, but they have to do with Mayhem still raining down the rockets.
Yeah, Mayhem has had incredible sustain throughout this fight, as well as Drama Boy, who actually gets the finishing blow onto Sangaroth. That's always it feels bad, man. Mercy kills you. It's gonna be a little bit tilting, but YB Gaming still gonna be happy with that. They did manage to flip that point despite Blue Rain's ultimate advantage. Pharah, very difficult for her to try and hold the point here. Oh, Mayhem decides to solo ult Lutero. That's going to be pretty flattering, but not very good for your team fight hopes, as Blue Rain is able to get this point back into their favor. Overtime ticking down, and they will take this first round of Oasis.
Mayhem showing the aerial dominance, winning that dogfight, queening herself as the ruler of the air, and that's going to be an easy first take there for Blue Rain. Moving into our next map on Oasis, this is going to be another strong one for Pharah, of course, and unfortunately, I'm blanking on the name on this one. Ham, you got that one?
That's right. It's Gardens, man. You just it's a lot of times the names are all super similar. Like you got City Center, Control Center, you got Control Point, which is a map type. This one's Gardens. You got all the beautiful palm trees up here at the very top. I wonder how somebody climbed up there to put the seeds. Or the better question is, how the hell do they water those trees?
The objective.
My question is, who sits in this little hole up here in the middle of the point above the walkway? There's no ladder and no stairs. I guess it's just for Pharahs or Divas or something. And Divas and Pharahs we'll see here. Pantsu and Dr. Frog actually leading the charge, followed up by Mayhem and quickly scattering YB Gaming around. They do lose Philosophy here to Bjorn, who's now on a McCree, and they're still going to have Sangaroth now on the Soldier. Made the switch to a hit scan. It's not going to be enough so far, as they are going to lose someone new as well. Bjorn actually going down and getting res, but Sangaroth does find Mayhem, so that may be an omen of things to come here, despite that Blue Rain takes the point off the initial charge.
That was the difference there. It was very back and forth early fight, but Blue Rain had tank bodies on the point. Dr. Frog and Pounsu were still alive and able to take a lot of that damage to stay on the point in order to convert it into a capture. And so YB Gaming gonna have to likely prioritize the objective a little bit more, play a little bit closer, because we saw that Sangaroth, as he does unfortunately go down, but Sangaroth was able to get a Helix kill onto Mayhem, was putting up a pretty good consistent damage on the high ground. However, he wasn't getting a lot of support from his team, and as we've said in the past, taking down Afara is kind of, it takes a village, not just one soldier.
Exactly, and we do see Lutero actually ceding the aerial war to the Pharaoh of Mayhem, and switching to that Reaper here. That's going to mean a lot of damage coming out against these tanks on that ground war. As we talked about, we do have a Farah Mayhem looking for some kills in the backline, dangerously close to the rocket barrage. That is going to be a Visor coming out of Sangaroth to respond to that, hopefully head that off at the pass. He does not find the Farah so far, still looking for it desperately, and Mayhem definitely dodging up in the air here. He's looking to position that, but he has dangerously low in health. Dr. Frog, meanwhile, trying to stall this one out on the point, keep that from flipping over, and he is joined, but Mayhem finds Sangaroth with that barrage in the backline in the end. And after a very prolonged fight, this is going to be Blue Rain coming out ahead. Something new, the last one to fall, as 84% on the board for Blue Rain. Not much margin for YB to make any play here.
I mean, barely any margin. They have one more fight, one more chance to try and take this back. They're going to have Lutero's Death Blossom as well as Prez's Graviton Surge. This is going to have to be the black hole of the century in order to wipe this entire Blue Rain team. It's going to be a zoning Deadeye out from Bjorn. No, he picks up two Graviton Surge. Not going to be working out in Prez's favor. Lutero throws in that Death Blossom. He sprayed, but he should have prayed a little bit more, because he himself will be going down to a great headshot from Bjorn. And once again, Blue Rain looking dominant here, ready to take this point on Oasis. Overtime Wick is burning down, and there we have it, folks. Blue Rain will be picking up their second win of tonight.
And Bjorn showing what a true leader he is, getting in the thick of it, finding a couple with that Deadeye and stalling out that McCree, or excuse me, the Death Blossom with that flashbang out of that McCree. That might be the play we see right here, actually. Play of the game, and well-deserved. There's those two kills, and completely stalls that out. Beautiful from Bjorn there, making total use of that McCree. I'm well-deserved play of the game. That's all I have to say.
Certainly, I mean, great positioning from him as well, to know that YB Gaming would be forced to stream onto the point in overtime, get that Graviton Surge, and they likely wouldn't be, watching out for that little McCree in the background. So good ultimate play there from Blue Rain. I also just want to quickly shout out Dr. Frog there. We saw that Lutero on the 76 had that TAC visor on. Prime target was Mayhem, but Dr. Frog popped that Primal Rage, was able to zone out that TAC visor, waste the 76's time utterly. And it was kind of those small but very good reactive plays from Blue Rain, able to suss out kind of the game plan of YB Gaming and able to make quick on-the-fly adjustments in order to keep them at 100-0 actually there on that Gardens round.
Yeah, that was a shutout for YB Gaming, meaning they are only going to get 1 point out of their loss there instead of 2. If they had a point on the board, that would get them a little bit more. If we do manage to see any ties, that's going to get you 3 points. So, as we talked about, not a completely good result for YB Gaming, but if you don't show up, you get 0 points. So it's better than nothing. And we're going to be looking at Route 66 for this next one. Another really interesting map. Will we see a Farah again?
That's a question. I mean, Route 66, you do occasionally see Pharah coming out in right off of spawn on that first point A take, but the difficulty with running a Pharah is that the map geography is pretty unforgiving. You see on gardens, as you pointed out, Ark, you have that little hidey hole where you can stand as a Pharah. There's a lot of trees, a lot of very high vertical buildings that you can use to keep yourself safe, right? But on Route 66, it's an extremely open map, even on that point A, so it makes surviving as a Pharah a lot more difficult, a lot harder of a task. So she still can definitely be a good pick if you have a skilled Pharah player. I mean, definitely just helping to boop all of the defenders off of Big Earl's gas station, where, you know, we often see teams like to set up their defense. That's definitely, you know, something that she can bring to the table. But what I really want to see in terms of hero picks is Sombra.
Yeah, I was just about to mention Sombra. That's obviously been a very, you could call it controversial change recently with the Sombra buffs. I believe the official word on the street is that some of those are going to get reversed a little bit with some nerfs coming up. But as of right now, Sombra is often the queen here on Route 66. You have the health packs to hack, and you have so many different things you can do with that hack. Makes her a very versatile, very utilitarian hero, and we'll see if these teams have anyone practice enough on a Sombra. Glancing at the hero sheets, I don't see anybody on Blue Rain that lists that as a main, and neither on YB Gaming. So this may be a, if they show that, it might be a secret pocket pick. It might be a let's play Sombra because she's good and we don't play her all that often pick. But that's the mark of a skilled player, being able to adapt and adjust and come out with whatever's going to win you the game at the end.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there is a lot to be said for going to your comfort picks, but, you know, being aware of the meta and able to flex around heroes that you know, appear stronger is also a really good, definitely a good thing for a team to have in their back pocket. If nothing else, you can, you know, catch the enemy team off guard a little bit if they're not expecting you to run. If you're familiar with each other and they're not expecting you to run, you know, the Sombra pocket pick or anything like that. I mean, just in general, she's a really good hero against dive. So I think YB, I'm not sure if YB Gaming will be on the defense first, but if so, Blue Rain has certainly shown that they enjoy running that dive, and they do run it pretty well. So Sombra can be very good anti-dive. One, she takes away the D.Va's defense matrix. A key part of any kind of dive offense is swapping off those tanks to absorb the shots. But you take away D.Va's defense matrix, she's just a giant, you know, Korean ult battery. And another added benefit of Sombra is being able to take away area control with those hacked packs. You get Genjis, you get Tracers, high mobility but extremely squishy heroes. They rely a lot on those packs in order to get healed up, because sometimes it's not always possible to stay in line with your heroes, with your healers, or be with the body of the team. So Sombra is also very good at cutting off kind of a lot of those flanking routes as well.
Yeah, another thing that we have seen in the past on a map like 66, not terribly often, is going to be the pirate ship or the battleship or the protect the bastion composition. And it seems like it's fallen out of favor a little bit lately, but these teams have shown, especially Blue Rain has shown, they have a lot of team coordination, a lot of good communication, and that's what it takes to pull off a composition like that. I would love to see that, but I think it's still maybe less likely that we are going to. I think, you know, it kind of holds up to a Sombra as well. You still have to be very careful of that, but it's something to catch people off guard with, I think.
Absolutely, Ark. I mean, and this first round, even if you don't carry on the Bastion strat into the streets phase, you can probably blow through, you know, a defense if they're not expecting that Bastion strat to come out, because it takes kind of a very specific team composition, or at least, you know, preparation in order to counter a Bastion strat. You have so much shielding, so much damage. You can break through it, but again, it takes a lot of coordination and preparation. And especially if the defenders are running a dive defense, it's going to be very difficult. You might, well, you know, you're just going to pull a fast one on them, get a free point A. And as we have mentioned before in this Discord Throwdown tournament, it is all about the points. Every point matters.
Yes, as we said, the points do matter, and we are going to be jumping into Route 66 right now, or is it Route 66?
Traveling to Route
I don't know.
66.
It's Route 66. She said Route 66.
Do we believe her?
Athena? She's a spy. What's her angle?
She's a spy. Yes. We'll see if what the official pronunciation is, because I don't trust. Is that her name, Athena?
Athena.
Is that what you
yeah.
said?
Winston's,
I did not know that.
AI buddy, right?
Oh,
From that
okay.
Winston short.
I guess that makes total sense. I never noticed that before, but that seems exactly right.
I clearly
Um,
watch too much time. I spend too much time watching monkeys on YouTube. It's not a big.
Yeah. And team comps are starting to show up here. We do have the defense rolling out of the spawn, and Mayhem once again on the Reaper. Zekin this time showing a McCree. So decent combination here. That Reaper can be very effective with these cliffs and high grounds, and of course big girls to provide a drop in point for the soldier of death, I guess you could call him. I don't have a better metaphor.
Harbinger of death. There you go.
Harbinger of death.
It's a little more edgy. You know, Reapers probably cares a lot about wordplay and semantics.
You know, I used to be a Reaper man. You'd think I'd have more Reaper wordplay up in the old noggin, but I guess I purged all of that when I switched over to Soldier. So we'll see if we see a Soldier coming out. Nothing so far. Andre and someone new showing a Widowmaker and a Junkrat. So that Widowmaker we've seen before, but whether you can get the picks with it is going to be a really big indicator of whether your team's push is successful with that. No Protect the President, though, unfortunately.
Ooh, no, it's Sebastian. Everybody loves the beat boop. Oh, no! But
Oh, no.
Alpha, he's not just the Alpha support, but the Alpha DPS as well. Gets that volley off onto Andre J. And what a way to start off this defense, man.
Yeah, Andre kind of got reverse picked there, reverse sniped by a support nonetheless. And he is going to come out of that spawn with his head hung low, unfortunately, as the rest of his team is making some progress here. Mayhem manages to de-mech Bones to start this one off, and that's going to be a kill advantage for Blue Rain. They have a steady damage coming out here from Sweets. The whole team really coming together, coming from all sides almost to clean up the rest of that attack from YB Gaming. And Zekin finishes off Lutero for good measure there at the end.
Yeah, I like this Reaper McCree composition. You have both long range hit scan as well as that short range damage coming in from Mayhem. And so YB Gaming going to have a little bit of a hard time engaging the front line of Blue Rain. However, we do see Andre J swap onto the Genji, and I like this. If you can get a dive going in with Bones, attack Blue Rain from another side. They don't have a Lucio. They're a very immobile team. This could be an opening. Andre J, though, going to be the first one down. And have to wait a little bit more.
And the Deadeye is there already, finds someone new. Great play out of Zekin to start this one off, although the kill actually went to Drama Boy. He started that off by basically picking Andre completely by surprise in that tunnel with the flashbang, and it took all the steam out of YB Gaming's sails. Despite the lack of pirate ship, they still were not able to move forward after that one, and they are going to be facing an uphill battle with the ult economy as well. A couple of tank ultimates available for Blue Rain, and as we know, those can be very dangerous when used effectively here. And interesting little side push coming out of YB Gaming coming up the side here. Someone new on Junkrat tries to actually go to the back line, and he has the Riptire. That may find someone here. He does find Drama Boy on the back, but a couple of picks coming out from Blue Rain in return, and that is going to stall out the push, despite the Junkrat just kind of hanging around there in the back, finding a pick or two. And another reset out of YB Gaming as they try to make some progress here on the first point of Route 66.
Oh, but YB Gaming, they're having such a hard time making any kind of full six-man engagement. We see Lutero going down early once again here early on. Zekin takes down someone new. He's been having a really hard time getting any traction on this Junkrat pick, as once again, despite Blade Duchess's Valkyrie, it's not going to be helping the team too much as YB Gaming just plow forward. Loch Ness swinging away. He himself is going to go down, but the rest of his team have his back, and more importantly, they have the time bank and ultimate advantage on their side. Mayhem still has that Death Blossom in hand, Lockness with that hammer down as well. And unfortunately, YB Gaming, they're going to be relying almost entirely on Andre J's blade. He's going to have to, I hope he wore his carry pants today.
Yeah, we did see Andre J and someone new get a little bit of revenge there onto Zekken. Did manage to pick him off in concert there at the top there, and the Dragon Blade comes out in response, but it is shut down by Mayhem. A Death Blossom and a good Earth Shatter to follow up. They have a self-destruct to deal with, but so far it is going to be all blue in the kill feed, and somehow Bones managed to kill his teammate with a Moira Orb, so little known glitch, or I guess well-known glitch at this point with those Diva Matrix. But it does not matter. A stronghold out of Blue Rain, and maybe no one to even start this overtime here. Lutero gets there in time to start it off here, but the team is trickling in one by one. Sangroth has the shatter. Doesn't matter. It's pulse bombed, and that's going to be the rest of YB Gaming struggling to stay afloat here as the damage is coming out. Lockness, Mayhem, Ana, or Alpha. What is this? Alpha. I'm sorry. I've butchered another name. Alpha. Why
Alpha
is his name
KH?
Score.
Am I looking at the wrong team? Alpha KH coming in with that Zenyatta Transcendence for good measure. Am I going? Oh, he's on the blue team. That's why I couldn't see him. Don't worry about me. I know how to read. And I know which team the Zenyatta was on. So we are going to be moving into the second half of this one. And we may have lost Ham here. We'll see if we can get her back. But the show must go on. Of course, we'll be moving into the defense for YB Gaming this time around. And Blue Rain going to see if they can keep their stuff moving here on the offense. And we do see the Zenyatta here for Blue Rain. That's going to be, excuse me, did I say Zenyatta? A Bastion coming out for Blue Rain. To protect the president being a potential option here. Pretty standard defense. Lutero actually showing a Mei here. That's, maybe sub-standard or non-standard, I guess I should say. Not
Sub-Zero?
Sub-Zero? Yeah. Sub something.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No, that was bad.
And we got Ham back, so this is good.
Sorry about that little DC there, guys. I'm not sure quite what happened, but yeah, in that last round, we saw just Blue Rain once again showing really a very dominant look against YB Gaming. In particular, the Rhine plays. I mean, that last shatter to close out the fight, we had Sangaroth from the side of YB Gaming charging in, trying to touch that point, and you saw him go directly past the Blue Rain Rhine, and he just walked past him and shattered the entirety of the rest of the team. And just that's the feels bad, but it's also feels good. I'm a Rhine main, if you couldn't tell, so that always warms the cockles of my heart when people are getting laid down on their backs. But yeah, and also what?
The cockles of your heart? What did you say?
The cockles of my heart. Yeah. No, actually, what is a cockle?
I couldn't tell you.
No, this is
maybe Alpha K can tell you. He takes out Lutero with a nice boop there, and is going to be leading the charge here for Blue Rain.
Can you invite me?
Oh, yes, of course. Let me get you back in here. This is actually, I think we're going to be flipping the map very shortly here. I'll try to get you in here right after him. We're going to watch this last fight here as Blue Rain cleans up Sweets, and Mayhem gets the picks there. Zekken as well. They ran the double sniper, and obviously it ended up working out for them in the blink of an eye. Faster than you could say weebs are us. They are going to be taking the first point, the yellow box of victory, and another very strong show from Blue Rain. And that's going to be another closeout as well. No points on the board for YB Gaming. Unless I hear different, I believe that's going to be just a single point for them on Route 66. Play of the game for Zekken on the Widowmaker. Finds a pick on that backline. Lockness helps him out there. And great play. Obviously, he can very versatile hero pool. Finds those heads, clicking the noggin, so to speak, on the Widowmaker, and that's going to take us into the end of our third map, moving on to the fourth.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a pretty good showing from Blue Rain. If you know what the win condition is, you all know you basically only need to win, 1, maybe 2 fights in order to close out the map. That you kind of can bring out those more niche, those unusual strategies to catch the defense off guard.
Yeah, and we will try to get a Ham Tornado back in the lobby. There she is. And moving on to this next one. And I guess they're remaking lobby again or something. I don't.
Yeah, I think they must be going to another lobby there. But yeah, kind of. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to catch round 2 of Route 66. But with these 3 maps now completed in tonight's best of 4, this is kind of owl style. We play 4 maps and, going to a 5th tiebreaker if necessary. But Blue Rain, they've actually just secured their series win. YB Gaming at this point, they're just going to be playing to increase their map score.
And it sounds like this is going to be a fairly long-running series, so the map score will likely end up being important. So, it's not like there is no stakes in the game for this map number 4, and we're going to see the teams making some swaps around. I'm seeing Pantsu back in the lobby, and I'm curious if we're going to see Pantsu coming out again. We've got the entirety of YB Gaming sitting in the spectator slots as well, so I think we're just moving people around a little bit. I lost my train of thought. Are you the conductor, Ham?
The train toot toot. Well, I mean, hey, we are train of thought. This is going to be train of Overwatch because we do have just one. We will be playing out the last and 4th map, folks, here. But Ark, yeah, kind of you got to watch a little bit more of that Route 66 map than I did. Where do you think YB Gaming are kind of stumbling a little bit? Because we do see, good plays. We had a really great Earth Shatter actually at the very last end of the first round of Route 66 from Sangaroth. Does it just come down to the team communication and coordination? What do they need to change moving on into our 4th map?
I think you're exactly right. I mean, you're seeing a lot of really strong kind of individual picks from the likes of Blue Rain. Not that they don't play as a team, but I think that YB is going to be able to hopefully counter
which
that if
Discord
they
voice are we in?
Play more together, support each other, and
are we red team
pick
or
up
blue
the
team?
slack. When you see your Genji or whatever getting flashbanged by the McCree, you got to have the Rhine there to put up the shield, or you got to have somebody else there, or maybe you play something that's a little bit less flanky so you don't end up singled out like that, because we saw a lot of single kills right in the swing of things, right in the most important parts of those fights, and I think that's what really swung it for Blue Rain on the first 3 maps. Yeah,
they definitely seem to have better positioning, if nothing else. I do remember a point where YB Gaming, they swapped onto that Genji, and they were trying to go up the stairs of Big Earls, but Sangaroth was kind of cut off by himself. I think he did a solo charge off the top of Big Earls and to save himself, because the rest of his team was kind of getting picked off because he wasn't really holding that shield as he was coming up the stairs, which is understandable. Reinhardt's like a very slow hero, but it's those small moments of those small hiccups, I think, that kind of are hampering YB Gaming a little bit. We also saw at that very last point defense in the first round that Sangaroth, charged in and kind of left his team a little bit behind him, and they all got shattered by Blue Rain. So not to be dumping on any one player too much, of course, because Overwatch is different from other FPS in that it's a true team game, but I am a Rhine main, so I'm always, sorry guys, I am always watching you.
Yes, indeed. That Ryan play is very important. I think personally it's because they didn't protect the president, and that was their downfall.
I see.
No Sombra either, unfortunately, but it looks like it might be Volskaya Industries moving on to this next one, which, as I know, is, I think, everyone's favorite map. Who doesn't absolutely love Volskaya, that famous 2CP? And I think that actually ended up almost forcing Blizzard to make some changes to 2CP. Oh, back in the day, what season would that have been? 2, 3,
Apex.
something like that?
Apex Season 2, I think, is when those new percentage capture went around, as we old folks remember back in the days of Overwatch when you had to capture an entire point. Otherwise, it counted for nothing. There were no ticks. There were no percentages. It was all in or a fat goose egg for your team. And so I am glad that Volskaya was so hideously awful and they had to make the changes for the betterment of, Overwatch players everywhere.
And one thing we
Do you want to maybe just hop in the game and you don't need to be in our voice channel. Oh, I see. Ark, you're a producer. Can you figure out a way for PK to mute himself to OBS but not his team?
Not that could be set up in this amount of time, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well then, we'll watch the game, and you guys, our viewers, can also enjoy this when this will be broadcast on the Discord Throwdown Twitch, and we'll get a break. We'll just spectate like the rest of y'all, and we'll jump back in for a post game. Oh, I see.
Cool.
Okay. Fare thee well. May the odds ever be in your favor.
Yep.
Okay.
I think everybody's in, so.
This is missing from chat.
Yeah, he's not in chat. We need to move him in. Is he? He may not have permissions. Let me check him. Is he even over here? I don't think he's in here.
He probably thinks we're using team chat, honestly.
Oh. I'd have to press Alt or turn on push to talk and then turn it off right back after.
I don't even think he's in here.
Is he in the wrong one?
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Alright.
I thought I'd already joined this. My bad. I had my mic muted forever, so I assumed that no one was talking.
No, we're good.
Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
I know
Prepare
that
your
like
defenses.
2 of you know me.
Select
Three of you?
your hero.
I can fill, but I'm gonna be way more effective as Farah. My current idea is either Anjay or Andre. Anjay?
Yeah, Andre.
One of us goes hard left, the other hold. Oh, we're on D. Yeah.
Your safety is
Never
my
mind.
primary concern.
Then I guess I'll hang.
This is my
You
jam.
wanna do
The
the,
destruction
what
caused
is
by
this
the
strat?
objects here. It reminds me of home. I understand.
For optimal chance of survival, stay in range of my barriers.
I'm gonna hang out left side for the first bit.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Make sure they're not going that direction.
Greetings. White Seven.
Could have been a Winston. No, Ryan.
Greetings. Empty your mind.
If I
Focus
had
on the
Genji, we're
task
probably
at
gonna
hand.
definitely get Winston.
For real.
Especially if he's that Masters one.
Yeah, if he goes, if we can do Trip Tank, and I'm happy to go Winston.
3,
Please move behind the
I
barrier.
think.
I'm comfortable with
attackers
everything.
incoming.
Let's get
Yeah.
Defend objective A.
Left side, left side.
Lethality level increased.
Right, Diva.
For your safety, please move behind the barrier. Fortifying defenses.
Person.
Behind you.
They're all up top.
Halt.
I think I need to
Holding position.
Mercy's one.
Work together. Push them back.
I'm still new at this.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
We're gonna need a hit scan and probably a.
No, the fair is dealt with. If I can get any freedom, I can deal with the Farah.
Objective lost.
she's not gonna be consistently dealt with. That's the same, you know, they've had fairs every
Objective
I
game.
recommend moving behind my barrier.
I'm not worried about the player as much.
Not dodging.
Wow.
Justice reigns from above.
All dead.
Imagination is the essence of discovery. Our enemies are taking the point.
Routing towards forward barrier. I'm being attacked. Get through this.
Oh, went to the
I walked into the fight and listened to
Yeah.
What was that?
Further experiment.
Significantly less fun.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
You know, I mean, I
I'm
guess
gonna
we
do
should have let
DPS
Lee
this
play.
time.
Let me go
Prepare
jump.
to attack.
Okay.
Select your
Do we
hero.
want to go trip tank so we can deal with the Genji a little better?
Yeah.
Like, was he
one
the
of them
problem?
Definitely needs to be a Winston. I mean, he wrecked me a couple of times. Which two tanks do we want to go?
Diva Zarya or
Or
Diva
we can
Vine.
do another healer.
Over Diva to try to counter that Pharaoh.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
need
know you
another
guys are
healer.
real worried about that Genji right now, but he's just like the Pharah is getting us low, and the Genji's dashing through. The Genji's not doing that much damage, and his dash just keeps resetting because
I play to win.
Pharah just keeps like lighting everybody up, and they're low enough that a dash kills people.
Alright, so where do you guys want me? You guys want me Orisa, Farah, or Tracer?
If they've
Probably
got a
Farah.
Tracer is not
I'm
gonna
looking
work well.
forward to
I mean, like, I'm
working with
pretty good at dealing with Ferris as Farah, but I never had an opportunity to because someone else was taking me out before I could get a lock on her.
Bones, do you want to switch up and you run?
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
you. War isn't a game.
Are you sure life isn't a game, Soldier
Where do,
76?
where do you guys want me?
Imagination is the essence of discovery.
I don't know. I think
Run, you want to run Orisa and do
or run Orisa, yeah, that's
do like try to split, and we'll go left.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, fuck it.
5, 4,
I mean,
3, 2.
man, we did
One.
nothing.
Attack commencing.
Gold here.
Capture
Don't go left. Do
objective
not go
A.
left.
It's fine. We're gonna have to go left to do
For
it.
your own safety, get behind the barrier.
Break the shield.
There's a dude that's there.
No. Hi there.
Where's the Farah? Where's the Farah?
Alright, Bones.
Top left.
Get the Ryan. He's way out of place.
I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate our efforts.
Routing towards forward barrier.
Keep going. Whoever's on point.
That's right.
In the shadow of doubt.
Try to rip him.
Barrier up.
Okay. I distracted them all. Are we not doing enough damage? What's happening?
through the miracle of science.
Yeah, probably. That aggressive line is breaking us up too much.
Get back!
Get the fair, get the fair.
APM 좀 올려볼까?
Our heals need to change. Can we get off this here, please?
Yeah. Okay, well, we can find
We can
another
Moira?
healer then.
Awesome. Awesome.
Switch.
Yeah, let's do a tank switch. I'm gonna Zarya. Somebody else can heal.
Okay. I'll
Re-engage.
take Mason. That's fine.
Ready for duty.
I'm a
We
one.
gotta get
Zenyatta? Would you rather have Zenyatta?
paying
Yeah,
attention.
there's nobody up there.
I could use
I
the time
didn't
off.
hear a positive on that.
Get into position.
We need to take care of that. He's wrecking the
Justice reigns from above.
Double, triple kill.
I feel like I'm just throwing right now. So.
Alright, guys, hold up. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave.
Yeah, do that top.
Andre, be careful. I'm with you, but please be careful.
Let's get the shield down.
Alright, we got 2 good ones.
Activating sequence.
Meteor strike.
This objective has my name written all over it.
Good kill.
60 seconds remaining.
Birdhug, you getting rezzed?
We
They
still
can push
need
us
you.
down, try to make us
Nice, Birdhug. Nice.
Routing power to
We don't have enough people to push, though.
30 seconds remaining.
I'm on hold that we die.
Your efficacy.
taking the point. Don't worry.
Alright, why do we have people pushing in without the team?
10 seconds.
Push the attack now!
Meteor strike.
I almost had grab.
Surrender to my will.
Double.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna switch back over to the casters so we can end this
Yep.
thing.
Alright.
Play of the game.
Good game.
Justice reigns from above.
I've
Double,
got a few things
triple
to say
kill.
about it, but
Double kill.
Tournament, folks. So both of these teams going to have more chances in the future to show us what they got.
And I'm back with you guys. So thank you very much for casting that. We did get some of it. And let's do some post game.
Do you need a towel, PKDI?
That was just brutal.
Feels
I
bad,
don't know if
man.
you guys
Yeah.
wanna interview me about that. I was warmed up for spectator mode, but not quite for getting your ass.
You're cooled down by the Faraboop, it looked like.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was very, very icy and spicy at the same time. So, let me see if Blue Rain wants to hop in.
Yeah, anyone from Blue Rain? I think Bjorn being the captain there, am I correct?
Yep, that is correct. But yeah, that was rough. King Primo really put some work in on us.
Yeah, it's a Doomfist is a very streaky hero. Once you get going, it's really hard to stop. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey, it's a long set. Playing 4 games, you know. So you guys, it's There's definitely a mental aspect, I think, to Overwatch that a lot of people tend to overlook as well. So, just getting the endurance out there next series, I know you guys are going to show up even better.
Oh, of course, of course.
Looking forward
we're
to it.
only
Yeah.
getting better. All right, so let's go ahead and pull Bjorn in here. Bjorn.
What's up? Hey guys.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I honestly, that last match, I legitimately feel bad.
It's okay. It's respectful. Both teams played their best, and
Yes.
that's really all you can ask, right?
Yes, this is true. We had a great time playing you all. Good job, PK.
Well, that was something.
From a caster's perspective, I think you don't have to feel bad at all because that was some great stuff that I saw. Real impressed by that Farah Barrage we saw that play of the game.
Plus,
I'm also a big fan of the McCree. How deep is your hero pool? Are you able to pull off play of the game on every character?
I wish. I really wish. My McCree honestly is it's clutch. Throughout that entire match, I wasn't doing anything else. But besides, I knew you guys were going to be coming, so I just waited and planned for it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well, go ahead, Am.
Nah, I was gonna say it looked like your team just always had a little something on hand for whatever YB Gaming was able to bring to the table. It wasn't just those set plays, as we saw kind of on Volsky. We had that Earth Shatter into a Diva self-destruct, which was really great, but really good reactions as well to the various types of aggression that we saw throughout the tournament. Was that something that you planned, or just you trust all of your players to make the correct decisions in terms of when to use those ultimates?
We prior to the map and the weeks leading up to this moment, we've been practicing each map and certain styles of play. So certain strategies, depending on a situation, we have planned for.
Okay, yeah, I think it certainly came through in your gameplay today.
Thank you.
What did you want to add, Ark?
You kind of asked my question, so I'm coming up with another one. Let's talk a little bit about the lineup. You guys have a 12-man roster based on this team sheet, and we saw a lot of them. How many did we see out there today? I think it was at least 10 or 11. Am I correct?
Yes, you probably saw 11 players. The reason being, we're currently fielding 2 full 6 stacks to play in this tournament. We have several subs that are always willing to join. Our main healer and co-captain Turney wasn't able to make it due to other scheduling conflicts, so we had to sub in some people for that. But yeah, Blue Rain's a large group of players, and getting them all in here is a challenge, but so far we just fielded by squads.
Yeah, organizing that always is a challenge. Tell us a little bit more about how you guys came together. It sounds like you and Turney kind of started this off. Where did everybody else come from, and how did you get them to follow you into battle, so to speak?
Well, originally, me and Turney, and we got tired of duo queuing in competitive. So we created a Reddit post, and we posted on the Overwatch forums, and people just started messaging us and saying, hey, we want to join Blue Rain. We want to try out for your team. And for the first 2 days, we had applicants flooding in. We probably had 25 applicants. And then the day after that, I legitimately spent 7 hours straight just playing with all the guys who wanted to join. And I originally just tried to keep it under 15 players. And then I realized, we're just way too big. There's no way we can keep this any smaller. So we just started to form other sub squads. And honestly, it's not all me. The captains for each sub squad, they pull their own weight. So Loch Ness, Drama Boy, several other players that you saw tonight are captains there. It's definitely a team effort to keep everyone together and playing under the team Blue Rain.
Well, of course, all good things come from random Reddit posts. Am I right, Ham?
Exactly. Hey, man, Reddit is, as we say, the well of beautiful and well thought ideas. I'm just kidding. But I am really glad that it worked out for you guys and that you're kind of, as you said, able to herd all these cats together into, this Blue Rain team. I'm a little bit curious, how you kind of linked up with PKDI or YB Gaming in general, and kind of came about and got this idea for the tournament because we do see a lot of these community tournaments come out, but you guys seem to take a very interesting you have some interesting thoughts on how the scoring works, at least in that way.
Yeah, where did you guys come from? Because I don't even remember. Did you just see one of our posts?
I think honestly we saw one of your posts and just joined the server. Initially, it was this was honestly like 2 months ago at this point, so I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure I saw your Reddit post, joined the server, it sounded interesting, and then we all just poured through the floodgates.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
All good things come from Reddit.
Yep.
Yeah, all good things come from
That's the moral of the story up here. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And the Discord Throwdown is just a group of awesome players, and I love each and every one of you, especially the officials.
We do what we can.
Aww.
But all right, awesome. Well, that was super cool, and well, thank you to our casters, and thank you to everyone else who's helping to produce everything, and thank you to our players, and congratulations to Blue Rain for, breaking the rust off on our faces.
Yes, I can't wait to the next window, and we can face our next opponents.
Bring it on. Yeah, we'll be posting those announcements pretty soon.
All right, awesome.
Well, thank you very much to everyone.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And that would be Ham Tornado and Ark of Covenant helping us with the casting, and excellent job. And, we'll see you guys soon.
Yep,
I had a blast.
sure.
See you
Been
soon.
a pleasure.
All right, see you guys.